Sagittarius, I'm curious. Are you curious? I hope so, because I'm really curious. You guys had a hell of a last week. Damn. So I really want to know what's going on with you. Please do comment below. Keep me updated. Sagittarius, this is your Oracle and Tarot card reading for the week of October 16th to the 23rd as we slide into Scorpio season by the end of the week. This is our finishing up, our swan song in Libra season, if you will. General energies here with the Oracle cards, and then the link, Vimeo link below, is for the full tarot card spread as well as your romance reading. So Sagittarius, let's get into it right after a brief commercial break, which helps to support the channel. So I want to thank you ahead of time. This is almost like, it's almost like your patience through this video, through this commercial, is a donation, and it really helps the channel. So I thank you, and I'll be right back. Now, for those of you who just sat through an awkward pause, thank you. And for those of you who didn't have to, well, thank you. Here we are all together again. Sagittarius, we're getting into the general energies for October 16th through the 23rd of 2019 for the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. Yes, you've gone through a complete and total transformation, Sagittarius. There is something that almost like a rebirth of sorts, coming out of a dark time. There was something really scary that happened to you over the past couple of weeks, and it was not easy for you to contend with. Those times are over. Yes, you have made it through the worst patches of the water. You're finally starting to see light at the end of the tunnel. Some hope is returning back into your life after you thought either all hope was gone or things were really stressing you out. This is good times. Good times. Ain't we lucky we got them? Hold on. I'm sorry, Sagittarius. Yeah. Yeah, something was just not working out. Crowning your reading is coming out of the dark, bat energy. Bat spirit is literally coming out of the dark into the light, or being able to see through the dark. But this is really like a rebirth. Do you read that? A rebirth is assured. You've been through a lot. You almost got so used to the dark, like there was so much shit that you were dealing with, you got used to feeling that way. And that was as scary as what was happening to you, that you got used to feeling like this is what life is. Well, guess what? This is not what life is, and you're coming out of it. You are literally unveiling yourself and getting comfortable and being okay. And it's like, what is this? Oh, it's light. Like light is flooding around you. But listen, you're not coming through this unscathed. You're coming through this change. There has been a huge dynamic change in you, Sagittarius. An awakening of sorts, of your spirit, of your heart, of the way that you see the world. This touched you deep enough to make you stop and rethink everything you'd accepted as reality. Rethink it, and you'd actually gotten a glimpse of your reality completely and totally changing, and realizing that your reality is a bunch of bullshit. Your reality was a shadows dancing on the wall. Your reality was an illusion that you chose to live in and be disillusioned by. You woke up. Like the light hit you like a bat's eyes, like a bat out of hell, you know what I'm saying? Like, get me out of here. It was so tremendously hurtful and painful that it literally forged your soul in a different way. So this was a big event happening last week. Could have something to do with somebody passing away, or you losing something. That was very, very important to you, that you honestly thought would never happen. Like life stopped working. That's what happened. Life stopped working. But what is this week about? This week is about coming out of that dark, coming out of that time of rebuilding, starting to rebuild, even though your world still seems a little bit upside down. You still can't believe all this happened. It's like now you're having to put the past behind you. And it's almost a shock. Like you don't really want to put the past behind you. Oh, Sagittarius, something has definitely gone down. But this is, you know what, this is also about For those of you who aren't going through things that are so heavy, turning things around, like I just did with my chain, turning things around and finding a way to have fun and be playful even though things have been stressful. That's what it's about. Time for a deep dive. This definitely affected your heart. It could have literally affected your heart if you had a heart attack. Like that's the kind of sudden occurrence that I mean. Like something all of a sudden out of the blue could have happened and all of a sudden you had to deal with it and you didn't even see it coming. Like it literally sideswiped you. And that's why this is going to be something that sticks with you for a very, very long time. But like I said, that is past energy. This is past energy. This energy is about renewing yourself and healing, heart health. This is about you coming back into a place where you can feel joy again. Love is all around you. This is also singing your song and people finally hearing you. I think getting back in touch with people that you lost contact with over the past couple of weeks, like reaching out to them and saying, hey, this is what's been going on with me. This is what I've gone through. This hurt you so bad you weren't even able to talk about it. Now you can finally talk about it and share your story with people who care and want to listen. Maybe there are people who you haven't contacted, Sagittarius. This is a very good week to do it because they care. And it's going to be very sympathetic. Like a lot of people are going to be very sympathetic this week. It's almost like as we go closer to Scorpio season, people are less afraid of their emotions. So the open-heartedness of people, that general energy of people just being more loving, being more considerate. This is also a very Libra card, right? I also got another message, but I'll tell you later. This is a very Libra card. Love, Venus, the swan, right? Venus is that swan energy of just beauty that is admired by everybody. So in other words, you being very, very loved this week, Sagittarius, and you being able to finally share your love or share yourself with people again because people's hearts are open. Another card for Sagittarius, please. There was something that suddenly stopped working for you, Sag. It literally broke down. It could have been something as simple as a car breaking down, but right in the middle of a traffic and you thought you were going to die because it was rush hour. You know what I'm saying? Or something more particular as in an actual heart attack or somebody that you loved getting ill. That's what you were dealing with. You're not dealing with that anymore. You're dealing with sympathy. You're dealing with prayers. You're dealing with trying to heal from the shock of everything that happened. And one of the first things you do to deal with things is you start to talk to people about it. Be here now. You're back to... This is love. This is finally tasting again. Like the sweet nectar of life, you can taste it on your lips again. For the first time in a week, this is the week where you maybe start to eat again. This is the week where you start to be able to see your friends again. Like when you're coming out of this period of complete and total dysfunction and breakdown, you're finally able to enjoy life again, or see that there are joys, there are pleasures in life that you can still be a part of, Sagittarius. This is you reconnecting with joy. This week, you're reconnecting with joy. What a beautiful reading. Let me flip the cards around. Let me flip the camera around so I can explain the whole spread to you. All right, Sagittarius. Crowning your reading is rebirth is assured. So if you have been suffering through some dark times or some surprising event, this is the week that you finally are going to come into the light. When the light from your eyes, no matter how badly it stings because you've been in the dark so long, it's going to feel good. It's like the light is going to be radiating all around you. You are literally being born again, reborn into a new person, a new being. So whatever happened to you affected you deep down inside, like to your core. It was definitely somebody that you love. I have a feeling that somebody you love, either their heart or their health was put at risk. Something just stopped working, or maybe they got fired from their job in a surprising turnaround that nobody saw coming. Yeah, this was a shock. This was a breakdown that kind of shook everybody, and it flipped you upside down. Okay, but you already know what's happening this week. What's happening this week is your heart is healing. You're finally listening to music again. You're finally drinking the wine. There's some celebration coming up this week too, definitely. I know my sister's having a wedding, and she's marrying another Sagittarius. So there's some sort of celebration and happiness, and something to basically bring you back to that state of abundance and joy that you have been kind of away from for quite some time. It's a pretty straightforward reading, Sagittarius. I want to see what Tarot has to say, though, because I feel like there are details missing. So I'm going to go across to Vimeo now. I know this was a short oracle card reading, but in terms of this rebirth, let's go through the steps. Let's look to see exactly where you're headed. I don't want to necessarily focus on where you've been, because you know where you've been, but where are you headed? Happiness is being restored back into your life. It's almost like humming. Do you see the music coming out? Humming. Sometime this week, you're going to catch yourself whistling or humming. And that's going to be the signal to you that, holy shit, I might be okay. My life might be actually a really good thing. All of a sudden, you're going to feel that little bit of joy. It's almost like you're not even thinking about it, but it's going to surprise you. Even though maybe the bad stuff, and this is why I keep bringing it up, even though the bad stuff might still be going on, like there may still be a lot of work to do, you're getting more confidence. And that's why I want to stick with this. You're getting some hope. You're getting some hopeful news that things are healing and things are repairing themselves. This week, you'll get some good news that will bring you a lot of joy, that will say, hey, you know what? Things are getting better. In other words, something that you want to hear is coming into you this week. News that you would welcome. And almost because of that, you feeling like a little bit back to yourself again. There's a reason for celebration this week. Let that joy back into your heart. Now, that's usually not something that is hard for you, but you went to a very dark place recently, and you know what? That's changed you forever. This is what I want to say, Sagittarius. That has changed you forever. You will never look at love the same way. You will never look at life the same way. Your experience in the dark has made you realize what some people go through. That's what it is. Holy shit. If you're dealing with a Scorpio, it's like you finally see their perspective. You finally understand what they go through all the time. Because for once in your life, you couldn't let go, and you couldn't be happy-go-lucky. Things just didn't slide off your back. So for the first time in your life, you're finally able to realize where they live and how they live all the fucking time. And that is going to help you speak to them and actually breathe new life. Maybe not into a relationship, but definitely into a situation. You showed up in their reading too, the Sagittarius card. People seeing things your way. I'll attach their reading above. Look above. This is my finger. Oh, sorry. Look above. In that, I'll attach the card. I think that if you're dealing with a Scorpio in particular, you may either give them a phone call, they may call you. Either way, you'll finally see what they were talking about, because you never look back enough. You always you never look back. You never look back at all. You always look forward. You're always playful and happy and fun and looking into the future. And when anytime anything holds you down, you get really bitter and really pissed because you don't like to be tethered. But this turned your whole world upside down. And it's finally, you can see things from a different perspective. So what I would do this week, honestly, Sagittarius, especially if you're dealing with a Scorpio or whoever you were dealing with that was more emotional, somebody who is more feeling based, more intuitive than you, you're finally seeing their side of the story. You're finally realizing what they had to say was the truth. So this isn't just you coming out of the dark, because you're finally seeing the light. But this change in you has gotten you to see things from a different perspective, like upside down. It's finally taught you to realize things from a different perspective, and why maybe somebody was so angry at you or upset with you, or why you hurt them so bad. It's like what you went through alchemically changed you, so you can finally understand what other people had to go through. Hi Sagittarius. All right, let's go and get more details. Oh, what I wanted to say about this card though. This is a Libra card. So this shows up when it has to do with getting to the heart of the matter and being fair. And that plays into you actually going back and seeing somebody else's side of the story. It's like you just almost like justice being served through you by you finally being able to hear what they were saying and feel good about, like feel comfortable with it. You're not arguing with it or fighting against it. You're accepting it for what it is. And it's actually like sweet nectar to you now. What was once bitter to your mouth, you're welcoming in. And it's because there has been an intrinsic change in who you are. Let's get the third world details, because this is the mentality of the reading, but the full tarot card spread will basically turn this message into what is real world details, what is happening frame by frame. So let's go over there and see it, and that will also be where your love reading is as well. I'll see you over there.